welcome back to another video. I am kind of nervous for today's video because I don't know how long this is gonna pan out for. However, I am attempting to read my entire TBR. As scary as that sounds, I only have 4 books left on my TBR. I have been slowly getting my way through my TBR for the past like year maybe, and only buying a book every now and then because my goal is to read my whole TBR and then do a massive haul, a massive book shopping spree, and just buy like an entire new TBR either for next year or if I finish earlier. So we're starting off strong with a book that I started yesterday, and it is A Flicker in the Dark. I've only read 40 pages, but I'm really intrigued so far and I'm loving the writing, which is good because the last couple books that I've read I haven't fully enjoyed, and I didn't know if it was just me and I'm like in a reading slump kind of, or if it's just the books. So I'm gonna read this, we'll start, see how much we can read. It's like the middle of the day, so we'll see how many days it takes me to do this. This video could pan out over weeks for all I know, but I am going to try my hardest to just smash it out and just get through them all, and then we can start buying some new books because I'm sick of seeing the same ones on my shelf. So we'll see how long this takes. Let's get started with this. It's an easy read, I'm getting through it quite quickly. So, I mean, I say that I've read 40 pages, but I didn't read it for long. And yeah, let's get going. I'm just cleaning my room and I thought I'd give you a little update. I've read about 65 pages of the book. My room is actually disgusting because I read 10 pages and then I kind of fell asleep, and then I woke up, and you know how it is when you wake up from a nap and you just hate everything because you don't want to get up? That was me. I then got stuck into a conversation with my mum for ages, and now I have to go to Pilates. But so far I am still enjoying the book. It's kind of like just building up to like what's gonna happen. Apparently there's some plot twists in here which I'm interested to see because I'm kind of like guessing what I think is gonna happen. But you know when you have like an obvious guess of like something that's gonna happen that you somewhat feel it's too obvious to the point where you think it's not gonna be that, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say it without giving it away. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get to read any more tonight. I probably will, because I usually, even when my boyfriend's here, I just read when he's just sitting there. But we are carving pumpkins tonight, so yeah, I'm gonna go to Pilates, come back, and then hopefully later tonight we'll get to do some more reading, and then tomorrow we'll do some as well. But I have work in the morning and in the afternoon tomorrow, so frick my life. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit with another update. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Guys, I am up to page 109 and we're going to bed. So far I'm very intrigued what's going on in my book. How are you liking yours?
Mind your own business.
You like it?
No.
You have to give your honest opinion.
I don't want to be recorded.
Do you like it?
No.
I'm making him read the Inheritance. Well, not making him, but he's reading the Inheritance game. And he doesn't want to give his opinion. But he likes it. Anyway, good night everybody. Hi guys. It is the next day and I have been so busy all day. It's literally almost 1:30 and I haven't done any reading today. I'm gonna do a little bit for about 40 minutes because then I have to go back to work. I was going to spend all day reading today, but I just got wrapped up in so many other things that I needed to do. So yeah, I'm going to do some more reading now and then I'll let you know like where we're at. Good morning guys, it is the next day and I'm sad to say that last night and yesterday I did not get a lot of reading done. I think I must have read like 20 pages. Such a hectic day. Don't hate me, but I kind of have a plan in my head now that I want to read my whole TBR by the end of November, which it's literally like 4 books, so I think we can do it. And then December I can buy an entire Christmassy TBR, which will be so fun. So I'm gonna today literally chill out, read, do some tanning as I usually do, and get this book done because we're almost halfway. So I know I can do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna sit down and read a big chunk now. A little update. I'm up to page 255, which I believe, yeah, I've got about literally 100 pages left. So far, the plot I guess, that I had at the beginning, I am like 99% sure is true. But this book, it also has like this theme that I hate in thriller books. It has a theme where like they're trying to solve a murder or whatever, and the person who didn't do it is like, you just know, like, is putting themselves in a situation where they're gonna get like framed. And I just find it so annoying to read about. It's the one thing I hate about murder mystery books, because so many of them have that theme and it just annoys me. But I'm going to vacate outside and do some tanning now, because I said I'd read till 12 when the UV is high, and then probably finish my book out there. So let's do it. I'm back inside after tanning and I literally have like 30 pages left, so we're getting to the end of it now. Honestly, this book really reminds me of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. No, what's the last one called? Is it called Good Girl Gone Bad, or is that the second one? I think it is, yeah. It honestly really reminds me of that, but like not a young adult, like an adult murder mystery. Not gonna lie, plot twists aren't really plot twisting. There was one that I was like, oh, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but like I could have guessed it. But like the main plot twist, I feel like you kind of guess it from like the first chapter. So I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna have some lunch, and I'll give you my full thoughts when I finish the last 50 pages. Guys, I was wrong about everything, but now I think I've just realised how this is gonna end. I've just put all the pieces together. If I'm right, then I'm shook. I'm shook to the core. Okay, right, sorry about the angle and sorry about my greasy hair. My final thought on A Flicker in the Dark. I bought this book on a whim because I found it at the op shop quite a while ago and I thought it seemed good, and I think at the time I checked Goodreads to see the ratings and I was like, you know what, I love thriller. It was like $5 and it looked like it had barely been touched, so I was like, I'll just get it. Initially reading it, as you probably saw, I thought I had got the plot figured out. I thought it was a plot that was kind of too simple to be true, if that makes sense. And the author did a really good job at making you as a reader believe that all these different people were responsible for the murders that were happening. A little rundown. The main character, Chloe Davis, her dad kills a bunch of girls, right? And she's the one that basically finds the evidence and sends them to jail. 20 years later, on the anniversary, girls start going missing again, and the same kind of patterns are happening as what happened when her dad took all the girls. So it's basically just her trying to figure out what happened, who did it, what's going on. The last 100 pages were up and down. There were so many different leads. I thought I knew what was going on, and then I didn't, and then I did. I was reading like the quotes on here saying plot twist, full of twists, and I'm thinking, what do you mean? Like, it's the person we've all suspected from the beginning. Props to her for her writing. It was very easy to follow along, very intriguing, a very quick read as well. Honestly, I can recommend it. I wouldn't say it's 5-star because I'm very particular with my 5 stars, but it was really good and I do recommend it. So I'd probably give it like 4 stars, I'd say, but give it a read. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely worth the read and good ending. That's my thoughts on A Flicker in the Dark. I am going to chill for a bit and I may or may not start another book. If not, I will definitely start it tomorrow. Right guys, it's a little bit later and I've decided I'm going to start my next book today. My options are The Fine Print and The Priory of the Orange Tree. I was leaning towards The Fine Print because for obvious reasons. But part of me is like, do I start reading this now? I kind of want to give it a go. Should we just do it? Because am I ever going to get to it if I don't do it now? Because I keep putting it off. I think I'm going to. Wow! I had it set I was going to read this. We're going to read a little bit of fantasy. I've read 2 chapters. I won't lie. It's the same thing whenever you start a fantasy though. So many random names, so many random places. I have no clue who's who, what's going on. I feel like there's already about 5 million different stories going on at the same time. It's going to be difficult to understand. I'm not hating it, but I'm just hoping that I like it because I am not one of those people who... Okay. I'm not one of those people who DNF books. I've forced myself to read the whole thing because it just... I can't... The thing with my bookshelf, my top shelf is my non-read books and then the rest is my read books, and I can't have it sitting on the non-read books for the rest of my life, but I can't have it on my read books when I haven't read it, so I just make myself. But yeah, this is probably all the reading I'm going to do for today because my boyfriend's on the way over. I've really outread myself today. I think I need a little break for the rest of the day, but I'm going to try and read some of this tomorrow. Can't imagine I'm going to get that far through it because I love looking at like the chunks that I've made, you know, the dent I've made in a book. But this is just, it's going to break my heart every time because I'm going to feel like I've read a lot, but it's just going to be this tiny like little, like that's how much I read, guys. Anywho, see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is the next day. Once again I have a hair mask in so I look awful like a boiled egg. I'm gonna do some more reading, see if we can get through a decent chunk of this book. I'm not feeling very hopeful though, but I'm not gonna put that energy out there. This morning while I've been tanning and baking and whatnot, I've been listening to the Pumpkin Spice Cafe because I really wanted this book but I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm only an hour in, but super cute at the moment. The only thing with audiobooks for me is that I find it hard to envision it when I'm not reading it in my own head for some reason, and because this is just on YouTube, the person, they've obviously gotten just like AI generated like text to speak to narrate this because it's just, the voice is so devoid of emotion that it makes me laugh. But so far it's a really cute story. In my head I thought everyone was just reading this because it was a cute looking fall kind of book, but the storyline actually has been quite cute so far and I'm kind of intrigued, so I'm going to continue to listen to this over the next few days when I'm getting stuff done. Now it's my downtime to just read. Right guys, I think it's about time I gave you a little update. It's been a few days since we last checked in. I'm now up to page 206, so we've made a little bit of a dent, I'd say. And you know what, I'm actually really enjoying this book now. I think it's getting more interesting as we get in, and I'm starting to slowly understand what's going on. And I think I've just been introduced to a little side plot of romance. I'm not too sure, but I'm super excited for that subplot because that's going to be fun. There's so many different storylines to follow, but they're starting to slowly link together, which is making more sense to me in my head. I'm still not sure about all the laws and about, like, you know what, there's no point me even looking at this map because I'm not understanding what's what and where's what. So far I'm starting to enjoy myself, and I'm finding myself actually wanting to know what happens and not wanting to put it down. I'll pop back in and give you guys another update when I've made a decent chunk, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and hear me say the same thing over and over. Also, very off topic, but I remembered I have to read Powerless on my Kindle because I have a special edition of that coming soon, so that leaves me, that means I've got 3 more books to read to finish my TBR, including this one. Gonna go read for a little bit. See y'all when I see ya. Another little update for you guys. It's a bit later on in the day now, and I'm up to page 273. I heard rumours that this book, the way it's written, is to look big, but you read the pages quick, which kind of, like, I feel like is true, because that, when you think that's like almost 300 pages, I mean, I suppose it's kind of right, but I feel like it wouldn't be that many. I feel like it would be less. I'm getting so intrigued. This is the first time in a while, like, I've fully been, like, indulged in a fantasy, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, you know? I'm really liking the different plots and how it's all coming together. I'm really liking the side plot of romance. I'd like to see more of Tani's story. I think that's how you say her name. Tani is one of the dragon slayers, let's just say that, because it's so confusing. And I want to see more of her, like, she did all her trials and everything to, like, get into dragon slaying. All the names in this are so confusing as well. I can't even say them. I'm reading it and I'm like, a blah 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 went to a blah 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 blah. That's how I'm reading this. But I'm actually starting to understand what's going on and recognizing the words rather than reading them. I'm just looking at them and going, yeah. The only name I know how to pronounce is Tani. That's my tip to you. Stick it out, because I read the first few chapters and I was like, I gotta read 800 pages of this. But I'm actually really liking it, and now I'm curious if I'm gonna want to read the second one or not. But I don't know if I can stomach another 800 pages. I don't know. Peace! Hi guys, a little update for you. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm up to page 470 because I decided to buy the book on my Kindle. Reading a book this big is just painful for your arms, and it's difficult to read in the dark, and it's just, Kindle's just so convenient. So I got it on my Kindle as well, and it's easier for me to read. Whenever I read a big book, I just find it easier to get it on my Kindle. I feel like I'm in, like, the depth of the story, like where things are kicking off and it's getting exciting. There's a lot more magic going on. There's so many things to keep up with, and I'm really liking the storylines, and I'm starting to piece some things together in my head, thinking what's going to happen. The romance was very, like, short-lived, but I feel like it's going to come back. I do wish there was more romance in the book, but I suppose that's not really what it's about. Yeah, I am back to enjoying it. I had a little phase where I was like, oh, this bit's boring, but I'm back to enjoying it again. So I read, like, a decent amount last night, and yeah, that's my little update. I'm going to the beach today, so I'm going to try and read a little bit at the beach. I'll let you guys know when I'm, like, almost finished, and then yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm hoping now I'm into the good bits it won't be too long, because, like, I'm over halfway. I think I'm about 60% through now, which is good. I've passed the halfway mark. Well, I've been reading The Priory of the Orange Tree on my Kindle, and I'm up to page 671, which, let's update that in this book, because I like to see. That is how much I have left, and I'm determined today to finish it. Something about Kindle just makes everything so much easier. What I will say is all the characters, she honestly, I don't know how people's brains work, like how these authors' brains work to come up with these stories. Every character from these separate like plot storyline thingies are just coming together, and the characters are slowly meeting all to solve this one problem. I don't usually like the main female characters. In this book, I love them. I literally love them. Like it's such a woman-led, empowering story. Like I love how it's all queendoms and queens, and it's not all revolving around men, and I'm loving it. At the point that I'm at in the book, there's so much magic going on, there's so much story behind everything. We're unlocking all these secrets and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna give you my final thoughts very, very soon. I'm gonna go finish this book. Alright guys, here's my final thoughts on the book. I just finished it and I have to say I give it 4 stars. I wouldn't say 5 stars because there were moments where I was like, but the last like 300 pages I was like, yes, thank you. The ending wrapped everything up nicely, action packed, just what you need really in a fantasy. I do wish there was a little bit more romance. It ended on a note which wrapped up the story of this book, but it left you with a new mystery, which now I want to know what happens. Overall, I actually do recommend this. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did, and I can see why it's so long, because all of this, you need all of it. Like, I'm not one for really long books, but if this was short, it just wouldn't have the same effect on me. And I think this is the longest book I've ever read as well. But I probably might next year read the next one. I don't know, I'll see how I feel when I let it kind of like settle. But I do really like this world, and I really like the writing and the magic aspects of everything and the dragons, and I'm curious to see what else is going to happen. I really want to know that little ending. I knew when I read it, I was like, it's just going to leave me hanging here, it's not going to sell me. But yeah, 4 stars. It seems daunting, but give it a read. I don't think it really takes that long to read, because the way the pages are set out, and because the book's like, I don't know, something about it just makes it easy to read. But I do recommend getting it on Kindle, because holding a book this big is just exhausting, and obviously it kind of like ruins the spine. 4 stars. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Last night I decided on starting the fine print, which I did, and I think I got about 50 pages through. Really liking it. It's a very easy, fast-paced kind of book. It's currently in my car though. I'm gonna try and read a bit of that today because I don't have to go back to work. And I'm gonna go book shopping right now to go and find a Christmas book. I ordered one last night on Amazon because I don't have it at any of the bookshops here, but it's kind of like a spicy, I'm assuming like more of a dark romance kind of vibe, so I'm gonna go and get like a fluffy Christmas romance as well, so then I have a couple of Christmassy books to read in December. I am just adding to my physical TBR at this point, but I've only got a couple more books to read for the rest of the year, so don't see what's the harm in buying a couple more. I'm not going to bring you with me because I have social anxiety, but I will show you what I get when I get back. I'm back from the bookshop. I also filmed a little TikTok of me book shopping, so if you haven't seen that by the time this video is out, which you probably will have because this video is taking me so long, then go check that out. So I got The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I'm sure you've all heard of this. Everyone says this is a solid, good Christmas book. However, it's about a TV reality star and a renovation expert. That's fine, but the reality TV thing kind of just threw me off. I was like, really? She's going to be like a stuck at the beach? And I think it's like enemies to lovers. They like hate each other, so I'm still intrigued. And then I got The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore, which I'm interested in reading because I'm listening to the audiobook of The Pumpkin Spice Cafe at the minute, and super cute and cozy, and this sounds really cute. It's like a forced proximity. She's a grumpy sunshine, he's a sunshine by the sounds of it. Yeah, I'm interested to read these, but I can't read them yet. Gotta finish this video first, guys. We've got to finish my physical TBR. I'm up to page 50. I don't know, I read to exactly page 50. And I'm really liking it. Like, I haven't read a book in a while where like the first 50 pages I'm like, oh, I want to know what happens. I love the whole like theme park kind of vibe. I'm loving this like I hate you but I love you relationship kind of thing going on. And like a woman in power, a woman who does not a woman in power, but a woman who does not put up with bullshit. I'm really liking the vibes. Rowan, the main character, the guy is kind of pissing me off, but obviously we're going to end up liking him. He's obviously a fucking grumpy sunshine. But yeah, I just love books like this, so I'm really intrigued. You know, when there's a project they're working towards. I'm going to read a little bit of that in a minute. I'm just going to wash my bedding. I want to put my Christmas bedding on because I'm going to set up my Christmas tree today. And then I'm going to read for a bit. I am up to page 163 in the fine print. And I only started it last night, so I don't think it's going to take me long to read it. Really liking it, I have to say. It's giving inheritance games with more space. I don't know, the layout of the story, I don't know, it's just giving that kind of vibe for me. I'm really liking the characters, I'm liking where this is going. I love the whole creative aspect of the book. But yeah, good morning peoples, it's the next day. I just made myself a nice coffee. I'm about to get tucked into my book again. Last night I did end up reading more and I got to page 202. So I'm about halfway through now. Oh, I'm just loving it. I haven't loved a book like this in a while. Like, everything about it. I was explaining the story to my boyfriend last night. Just because I'm such a creative person, the whole creative aspect of this, I just love. And the rides, like everything about this, I just love. The romance, the grumpy sunshine, like this is my cup of tea. I had no idea it was about this. As I go into a lot of book talk books blind, and oh, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. This is going to be another series that I like. This kind of thing reminds me of like I said before, the inheritance games, and then in a way like Twisted Games, how each book's about a different person in terms of like Twisted Games. And just the layout of the book, like they're such like fast reads for me. I don't know, they kind of like all come under the same kind of category in my head for some reason. If you guys know what I mean, let me know. I'm gonna read some of this morning. I honestly feel like I'm probably gonna finish this in the next couple of days. I don't want to say 5-star just in case, but if I'm already liking it this much, I don't know, we'll see how it wraps up towards the end. But yeah, really liking it. I don't know if I mentioned before, the only thing that I don't like about this book is the main character's name is the same as my boyfriend's brother, and it's kind of disturbing to me. Hey y'all! Last night I almost finished the fine print, and it was getting too late for me to actually finish it. So I've got about 50 pages left. I'm going to finish it this morning. Super excited. Same opinion still stands. I am loving it. So I'm hoping it all wraps up nicely and cute. And I will give you my final thoughts when I finish this, because it'll probably take me, what, 20 minutes? So excited. So excited. I love this book. What can I say about this? Guys, I love it. I love it. I can't see anything wrong with it. I actually can't. I loved it. I actually loved it. I'm giving it 5 stars, guys. I'm giving it 5 stars. This book, if you're a creative person, which most readers are, and you like a bit of romance, you like a bit of grumpy sunshine, you like a happy ending, this is the book for you. And I'm intrigued to read the rest of them now. On another note, I've got 2 more books left on my TBR to read. So once again, I'll come back to you when I've decided which one I'm going to read. Hey, all the book! As you probably saw before, I started Powerless a couple of days ago, and I've read a decent chunk, not as much as I would like, but I am up to page 158, which is 30% of the way through, and it's actually living up to the hype. I was worried because so many people rave about Powerless. I was scared that it wouldn't live up to the hype, but I'm like really liking it. The past few fantasies I've read, I've enjoyed, but I haven't completely like loved them, so it's nice to have that feeling with the fantasy book again. I'm just loving like the whole magic power kind of aspect of it. It feels different to other fantasy books because it's not like fairies and all that stuff, which is what I've read a lot of recently, so it's nice to get a little change. But I'm really loving the main characters. I'm loving the like, it's the same thing as the fine print. It's like 2 people that like hate each other but like also love each other. It's like, I can tell it's kind of like enemy to lovers, but also they're not really enemies, but they are. If you haven't read Powerless, it's basically, to sum it up in like 30 seconds, Payden is a girl from this place called Loot, which is like the slums, and everyone in this, I don't even know if it's a city. So there's people called the elites who have these powers, and then there's the ordinaries who don't have any powers, and basically the rules of the kingdom are the ordinaries die because they supposedly carry this like sickness that takes the power from the elites, which questionable. And she's an ordinary, has to hide it. She's a thief, she steals from people, lives on the streets, and then she gets put into these games, these trials, which is basically kind of like a life or death thing, and the elites like live for this, they want to be a part of it. She somehow lands in it, fools everyone that she has a power, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'm up to now. She's just kind of like training for these trials, so I hope that wasn't any spoilers. But yeah, it seems to me like there's going to be kind of like two love interests, but like a main one. I don't know what's going to happen in a minute, but I'm really liking it. Loving the whole trial kind of thing, loving the whole magic aspect, and she's such like a powerful, strong, independent woman. I'm loving that vibe. I've got to go to work now, so I'll give you guys another update whenever I read a big chunk. I don't want to keep updating you every like 10 pages because I seem to like read at a slow pace lately, but I'm getting there and I'm really liking it, which I'm so happy about. This is the book that my boyfriend got the special edition of and pre-ordered for me, so that's why I'm reading it on my Kindle. But yeah, see you guys when I have another update. It's looking good. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day everybody. Right, last night I went and got my hair done. I was there for so long. I did a little bit of reading, but over the last couple of days I have done a decent amount, and I am 48% through the book, so pretty much halfway, and I literally have nothing bad to say about it. My opinion still stands the same as before. Such a good book. We're in the trials now and I just love, I don't know, it's giving like Hunger Games kind of vibes, but better. I'm loving it. I'm loving the enemies to lovers. I'm just loving the whole magic, trials, all the characters. I have nothing bad to say about it, and I'm so happy because I was really scared to read this book because I was scared it wasn't going to live up to the expectations that everyone has. And I know some people didn't like this book, and I'm reading it and I'm like, how can you not like it? Like, what about it can you not like? But anyway, I don't have work until this afternoon, so I'm drinking my coffee out of my little cat mug, my favourite mug, and I'm going to try and finish it. It's getting closer to the end of the month. What is the date today? The 27th, and I need to read this and the final Gambit before December because I've got my Christmas books. Also, I don't know if I told you in this vlog that I ordered Tangled in Tinsel. Still hasn't been shipped, and Amazon was being weird about taking the money out of my account. I tried so many times, so I don't know if I'm going to end up getting that book. So I might only have 2 books to read, so it might be a very boring Christmas reading video, but hey ho, do it anyway for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna cozy up, got my little blanket on, drink my coffee, read my book. Well guys, I officially just finished Powerless. Oh my god, that was a roller coaster. I need the second one right now. Are you kidding me? This is such a slow burn romance. Enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers to... Oh! So much going on. And I need more. I need to know what happens. That ending, I'm just... Oh my god. I can't. Why did it have to end like that? Guys, this has got to be my new favourite book. Honestly, I think it is. I think it has become my favourite all-time book. Like, nothing compares. I didn't think I was that much of a fantasy girl until reading this. Like, that is everything that I need in a fantasy. Enemies to lovers, forbidden love, slow burn romance, magic abilities, corrupt kingdom, like empowering women, like, oh, I just don't even know what to say. I'm like, there's so much swimming around in my head, there's so much tension. It's just, wow. Wow. Lauren Roberts, you are a genius. You honestly, oh my god, I need them all. I need to read them all. That's all I have to say. I don't think anything's going to compare now. This is going to send me into a reading slump. Jesus. I haven't had a reaction like this from a book in a long time. That was just... I have nothing bad to say. Nothing bad at all. I loved every single second of it. Wow. I'm going to have to recollect myself for a while before I start the last book on my TBR. Having said that, the last book that I will be reading is The Final Gambit, which I'm also looking forward to because this series for me is a top tier series and this world is one that I'm familiar with, so I feel like it'll be quite easy for me to get through. Not many pages, mystery, wanting to know what happened. I feel like I'll go through this pretty quick, which is good because it's almost the end of the month. I think it's the 28th of November today and I want to finish this before December so we can get onto the Christmas reading. But yeah, absolutely loved Powerless. If you haven't read it, read it. Like, I seriously, in my head, I thought people were going to rave about it and it wasn't really going to live up to expectations. Like, it was just going to be like, you know, a middle of the range kind of fantasy book. But that is, like, for me, and I know this is saying a lot, it actually beats ACOTAR. Sorry if anyone gets offended by that, but I can't comprehend. I can't explain how good it was. Read it, guys. I need the second one. Bye. This is a little bit of a disappointing clip. It is the 3rd of December and I have not completed the challenge. I think I'm gonna power through anyway. I started reading The Final Gambit, but I went away and I really thought I'd have time to read, but I was just constantly busy and out, so I'm gonna try my best today to just read it all and finish it so then I can start with the Christmas books. But this is the last book on my physical TBR. So far there's not really much that's happened, but I really like this series. It's so easy to get through, so I don't think it will take me long, and I'll keep you updated. Come back to you when I'm like 50% of the way through because I'm up to page 54. So last book, let's do it, let's get it done. Hey guys, it is the next day. Last night I finished The Final Gambit. I'm sorry I didn't show you anything. I went to my boyfriend's house, I brought it with me and I just smashed it out while he was cleaning his car and doing stuff. And my opinion on this book, it was good. I feel like I left too long in between reading it from the other ones because some things I forgot happened and I tried to look up like a recap, but it just didn't. There was just too much to recap for me to remember. I don't think this was as good as the other two. The second one was definitely my favourite. It was still good, but I feel like there wasn't as much like puzzles and riddles and stuff. Obviously there still was, but I feel like the other ones were a lot more like, wow. There was only like one kind of plot twist where I was like, but I feel like this one was kind of predictable in comparison to the other ones. It was a nice little way to wrap everything up, but I feel like there's still things left unsaid and like an opening for a new book. I don't have an interest in reading The Brothers Hawthorne because as far as I'm aware that follows a different kind of plot, like it's just about the brothers rather than this story. The way this ended though, I am curious if that leads into the Natural series or if that's me just thinking like that. Like I feel like it's gonna start a new series that follows off from this. I mean, I'm probably really just not aware of what's going on. There probably is another series that follows off from it. I don't know, but I gave this 4 stars. Part of me feels like that is too much. I'm thinking maybe like 3.5 stars. I still liked it and it was still easy to read. This is why I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. All her books are so easy to read. They do like kind of capture you and make you want to keep reading, but this one was just a bit mid to me. I wasn't really that like, oh, blown away like I was with the other ones. So I'm still glad I read it. 3.5 stars. Decent book. Obviously worth the read, but kind of underwhelmed. So that's the last book on my physical TBR. Oh, I did it, guys. I did it. It is the 4th of December. So a little bit later than I wanted to finish them all. But I did give myself the goal to finish it all by the end of the year. And I've done it a month early, which is so good because now I can start my Christmas reads, as I mentioned a million times. Am I excited? Who can tell? I'll give you a little wrap up now of everything that I read and my final thoughts. Okay guys, this is all of the books that I just read, the last books on my physical TBR. Let's run through everything that I've read in speed motion because I've kind of told you my thoughts already. Okay, so I started off reading A Flicker in the Dark. This is the first thriller that I've read in a while. In comparison to other thrillers, it wasn't as good. I thought for the most of this book that it was predictable until it wasn't. So I'm sure there's some people that would read this and would guess what's going to happen, but for me I was kind of just blown away. Plot twist, I was like, wow, didn't see that coming. I think it's really worth a read. I gave it 4 stars. Interesting storyline, good book. Got it from the op shop, it was brand new, so cheap, can't complain. It doesn't really entice me to read any more of her books, but I will say it was an enjoyable read. It was a quick read, fast paced, lots going on. But thrillers are like that anyway, so yeah, I do recommend this one. Now for the big boy, The Priory of the Orange Tree. My thoughts on this, I'm still trying to process. First of all, speaking about the size of this book, I was intimidated, and I won't lie, I don't enjoy reading books that are this big because my brain can't really focus on something for so long. If you guys have seen my TikTok or follow me on TikTok, I've recently posted a TikTok saying like when I'm reading a book, my brain is thinking about what I'm reading next, and when I have a big book, I can't enjoy it because I'm too busy thinking about and being excited about what I'm going to read next, which is my own toxic trait. I do feel like the size of this book was needed. As much as it is huge, I can't explain it without you guys reading it. You just need it all. Like, there's so much to the story, so many different characters to follow along, and like their lives, and so many different kind of plots and like side plots that you have to follow along. So it is needed. I really love the whole queendom, female empowerment aspect of this book. I really do wish there was more romance. That is one thing that I'm sad about. That would have made this like a 5-star read, I'd probably say. I don't know, maybe not, but it was very interesting and I did like the world, and I found myself after I'd finished it still thinking about the world. However, I don't think I will read the next one. I did sneak peek it in the shop, opened the page, and it was different characters, and I don't care about new characters. I want to know what happened at the end of this book. I gave this 4 stars as well. Like I said, if it had more romance, I feel like it could have been a 5-star read. Did like this as a whole, like the kind of magic aspect. You didn't get a lot of that at the beginning, which is why I was like, oh, I'm wondering where this is going to go, if it's just going to be about dragons. I do feel like there was a missed opportunity for more on the training dragons kind of plot in this. If you guys have read it, you know what I mean. Tani and her like journey training to be part of the what was it called? I can't remember what it's called. See, this is how bad my memory is. Yeah, it would have been good to have more of that. I really liked this. I didn't think I would. I did struggle at the beginning, but towards the end it gets a lot better. Not even just like halfway through it gets better. So 4 stars for this one. Glad I finally read it. This was one thing I was dreading for years. I think I had that on my bookshelf for like at least a year, so 4 stars. Next up, we've got The Fine Print. This is the first Lauren Asher book that I've read, and the first book obviously in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I really liked this. The whole grumpy sunshine, kind of like, in a way, enemies to lovers sort of vibes. Sort of slow burn, but not really. I just loved all the tropes of this. As I mentioned before, I loved the creative aspects, the whole dreamland world. It's just magical, and I really enjoyed it. I did give it 5 stars. Now I'm thinking about it, I would give it 5 stars, and I kind of still want to, but also part of me is like, it didn't have the effect that some of my other books had. But in terms of like a romance, I think this is 5 stars. It's got kind of like everything that you need just for a like normal romance book. I do highly recommend this series. I didn't really think I would like it as much as I did, but I did, and now I want to read the rest of them. But are they going to live up to this one? Who knows? Okay, then I read Powerless on my Kindle. Guys, this is my favourite book of the whole video. 6-star read. When I tell you, I loved this. I absolutely loved it. It was like Hunger Games with magic, with grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers, to back and forth, I hate you but I love you, and like the banter, I can't, like, I have no words for this. This was amazing, and I've heard that the next book is not as good, so I'm really worried about that. However, gonna read it anyway, duh. But yeah, this 6-star read. This, I think this has become like one of my all-time favorite books. I really liked it, and if I'm recommending any book throughout this video, it is this. 6 stars. Loved every single trope, loved the characters, loved the drama, so much action, so much going on. Literally could not put it down. Best thing. And finally, as you just saw, I read The Final Gambit. My thoughts on this don't really run too deep. As you just saw, 4 stars, could have been better, did wrap everything up, but I feel like over the 3 books, the storyline kind of like pivoted towards something different. The road that I thought we were going down, it kind of like everything had a different meaning, and I'm not sure how I felt about that. Also, as this is a young adult book, the romance, I don't really feel the connection, and I'm not sure if it's true, but obviously it's like a teen relationship, and I suppose it's hard to kind of relate, and when you don't get that spiciness, it's kind of hard to connect with the relationship. I also am not really sure how I feel about all the characters in this series. Avery, the main character, I don't really know how I feel about her. I kind of find her annoying at times. The boys, I'm a little bit like, I don't really, it's not that I don't trust them, but their motives and the way they are, I don't know, I'm just not sure how I feel about them either. Obviously love the riddles and the puzzles, that is my kind of thing. I don't know, I just felt like this one was just a little bit bland. There wasn't really any wow factor to it. If it's the last one, you would think to have like a mind-blowing experience to wrap it all up, but I feel like this wasn't the end. So 4 stars for that one, and yeah, that is all the books I read, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. This has panned out over a long time. I think I started this in November, so I apologize. I have tried. It is very hard to read a lot of books when you've got other stuff going on in your life. You know, being a small booktuber is not like being a big one, because they really just dedicate all their time to reading. Obviously they do other things, I'm not trying to sound rude here, but when you're working and studying and stuff as well, it's very hard to sit down and read a lot of a book, especially considering after I finish work, my boyfriend comes over or I go to his, and then we're just together chilling. But I have enjoyed filming this video, really liked it, so glad that I've read all of my physical TBR. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now. Obviously I have my Christmas books to read, but then I'm just going to have to do a massive shopping spree. And I'm not mad about it, but I also don't have the money for it. This is the weirdest feeling ever. I've never not had any physical books on my shelf, so it's so weird for me, but I did it. 2024 was my year. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow my TikTok to see a little in between, behind the scenes kind of things. Keep an eye out for my Christmas reading video. I'm going to try and do it within the next couple of weeks so that you can at least watch it in December, because what's the point of posting at the end of the year? No one really cares. We found some great books in this video. Really blown away and surprised by some of them. Some that I thought I wouldn't like or thought nothing of, that I ended up loving. Can't say there was any bad books in this video, so pretty happy with the results. Pretty happy we pushed through with it. Let me know what your most anticipated read is for 2025 in the comments. Maybe I will buy it for my huge book haul. Bye! I'm gonna go read some Christmas books now.